if you already think you at the top of the game in your leadership, what's some things you should be doing to continue to grow as a leader?
Yeah, well, you're never at the top. I think it's important to realize that. There's always somebody that's better.
It has to work or it has to work.
Yeah. But you have to have a growth plan. You know, like it's being intentional. You've got to have a growth plan for yourself, but you also have to have a growth plan for your team. When it comes to leading people, leadership is only gained through practice. The first thing is obviously leading yourself.
Yep.
You can't lead other people until you lead yourself. But the other thing is understanding that leadership is service.
Yep.
People always think it's a step up, and it's really a step down. It's like, how do I serve you? My job is to figure out what does a person want, and then how can I help you get there? If you can think about every conversation you have with people, it's like, okay, what do you want? Let me really find out what you want. Can I make it a safe area to where a person, like I literally sat down with a lady in one of my companies, and she was like, I eventually want to be able to do this one day. I was like, cool, I help you do that. She was like, really?
Yeah.
Because the last place I was at, when I told them that, they fired me. I was like, yeah, no. Because that should be the goal for you to be able to grow. And some leaders, unfortunately, they've got bad examples of leadership, and so that's how they respond. They try to protect a position. I'm not trying to protect a position. I want to help people grow, because if you help people grow, then you never have to worry about, you know, your personal situation.
That's good. And you know, I think what a lot of people do is, I used to hear it all the time, what if you train them up and they leave? Like, what if you train, and I saw the quote, what if you don't and they stay? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a fact, bro. That's a bar. And what's the guy's name that earns Virgin
Richard Branson.
Richard Branson. He had a quote. I don't know exactly how it went, but it was something like, you want to develop your people so well that they can leave you and do much better, but you want to treat them so well that they never want to.
That's
and so
good. Powerful.
And so, because a lot of times, man, it's like you hear people, they'll come to companies and they'll leave, and it's like, man, why did you leave, man? Because it was the way somebody treated them. It was the way that they felt in that environment. A lot of times it doesn't have to do with the money. Like, you think about it, sometimes people are trying to get a 50-cent raise an hour, $1 raise an hour. Like, by the time you get taxes taken out, you're only making an extra 70 cents. So it's like, is it really the money, or is it, I just want to feel more valuable in the place that I'm working in? And when you start understanding that, it's like, okay, it's not just about money. It's not just about paying people well, because people get paid well and they'll still be lazy, or they still won't show. I mean, I know you experience this. I experience all the time. I'm like, I can't believe that you're not working for this. But it's about, how do I feel about where I'm at? And by me doing the best that I can do in this environment, how is that helping me move forward to what it is that I want to do?
Hey, what's up? You're looking at this video because you are enjoying the episode. What I need you to do right now, I need you to like, subscribe, and share this episode below. I'm not going to ask you for anything on this episode other than share this with a friend. My goal is literally for this to be one of the most impactful, one of the most powerful podcasts there are, that moves people into action and takes people from where they are to where they want to be. And one other favorite I want to ask, can you leave in the comments below at least 2 to 3 different comments on your biggest takeaways, what you're loving the most, and one thing that you're going to do to push yourself closer to your goals and your dreams. So again, thank you so much for tapping in. Get back to the episode.
You know, the personalities, you know, we talk about that a lot, but like understanding different personalities.
Yeah, talk about that.
Will help you understand what drives people. Like, some people are driven by money. Some people are driven by service. Some people are driven by, you know, like having a lot of information and being very detailed with the information. Some people are driven by, you know, just having fun, being social people. And so
that's me.
And so, yeah. And so it's like, if I'm talking to you, and you that's how that's one of your drivers, and there's obviously more to it than that, but it's like, okay, if I'm sitting here talking to you about the facts, and hey man, let's sit down and have this meeting, let's do, like, you're gonna almost like shut down a minute, like, I don't even want to be here.
Yeah.
But guess what? I learned that, because we're similar in that way. Like, I like to do the fun stuff, but I realized there were parts of business that I said, okay, you know, I don't necessarily enjoy this, but I have to, because there are people on my team that they need that. You know,
and I'm learning that now.
Yeah,
it's like, you know me, I'm anti-meeting, but I've been doing a lot of meetings to make sure things are moving forward, to make sure you casting the vision, to make sure people understand where we got to go. Yeah,
really, the CEO, the job is to be the chief visionary officer. All right, your job is to continue to share the vision. Well, how can I share the vision consistently if I'm not there? How can I share the vision consistently if I don't know what moves you and drives you to make this thing, you know, come to fruition? It's like they say you basically should create a goal or a vision so big that other people's dreams can fit inside of it. How do I make something where it's like, okay, man, you know, all of these people with all these talents would say, okay, man, I'm willing to serve my talents into this pool, because if I add it to this pool, man, everybody will be able to eat from what we bring in. And so that's kind of like my philosophy when I'm working with people. It's like, okay, how do I drive them? Well, I got to have a relationship with you.